This is episode 197 of the InnerFight Podcast. Happy New Year to everyone and welcome to another edition of the InnerFight Podcast. My name is Marcus Smith, founder of InnerFight.com. We're here to answer your questions and we kick off this year with the coaches, Matt and Phil, talking about everything New Year. No matter where you are in the world, thanks for tuning in. Let's do it. Here we go, back again. It's now 2016. A little bit of a technical error last week, actually, due to, I don't know why, but the podcast wasn't released on the 31st on iTunes. So many complaints. So little feedback. I was like, it's...
I would not have made this mistake.
No, Natalie made the mistake. It's Hannah's fault. If Hannah didn't go on holiday, everything would have got done. But Nat's got so comfortable doing nothing that, you know, she doesn't know how to upload the podcast to iTunes anymore. And obviously I've forgotten because I'm too comfortable as well. So to that end, we didn't actually get that many New Year's resolutions. So a little bit disappointed. Didn't get that much feedback on our last podcast because people are still busy catching up on it, watching it and enjoying it, leaving comments on it.
Leaving comments?
Yeah. Doing what they do. We're wearing shirts.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watching the video version can see that we're wearing shirts. All three of us. It's coming off real soon. If you're watching the video version, you'll see that there's another photographer here. It's his fault that we were all wearing shirts. It's not our fault. But we're actually doing something just to keep the press happy. The National are running an article about podcasting. We've been identified as one of a few, I don't know if one of the only, one of a few locally UAE produced podcasts. So
it's good.
I hope they give us a prize.
Yeah.
Like a trophy that we can put on the table every time we sit and podcast, and everyone will go, why do these guys have a trophy? Oh, because we won one. Because if there's only 3 people in the competition, we get first, second or third.
Right.
So if people are listening, then they obviously won't see that we're wearing shirts today. And if people are listening for the first time and wonder what the hell we're talking about,
we don't wear shirts.
We just generally don't wear shirts. It's just not... I guess normally finish training, and Jonesy and I normally finish training when we record.
Yeah.
Did a bit of strings today.
Strings.
They
were screaming at my
You did it in like 30
while.
minutes. Smashed through it.
Yeah.
Actually,
we
pure superset the last bit, eh?
Yeah, we try and get through it quickly. Jonesy and I, for the listeners wondering what we do sometimes for our training, or quite often for our training actually recently, we've been following the Pure Strength program, normally a few days in advance of the class, just to make sure it's okay. And it's okay. It works well. But we managed, because there's only 2 of us, we managed to smash through it in about 30 to 40 minutes. And some days it hurts a little bit more than others. Mooney's making some shapes. There's no idea what he's doing. At least his cameras are working. I didn't actually see last week's YouTube, the video version, but that's when his batteries ran out of his camera. It was quite interesting. But yeah, talking of Pure Strength, Boz has left the building.
Yeah.
She's not here. Again, anyone who's watching the video version, which we really encourage you to do, can see that she's not here. And anyone that's listening will obviously have not heard her yet, although she was late to the last one, wasn't she?
She was a bit late.
In Iceland.
Yeah. Phil, you'll tell us a little bit about where Boz has gone.
Yeah, it's really good. She's gone on a training camp for 10 days in Iceland, which is actually pretty remote. Really nothing else to do.
Is it the same place that you went to?
Same place.
Right.
It's just
minus what?
Yeah, it'll be colder than when I went, because I went in March.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah, so it'll be...
She came round the other night for some of Holly's clothes and
it'll be cold.
Took dinner home with her as well.
It's one of the weirdest places. That, like, so cool that like the weather just changes like instantly.
Really?
Like, it was a 5-minute walk from the house to the gym.
Yeah.
It could be clear skies and actually like quite, because it didn't actually feel that cold.
Yeah.
It was like crisp. It was like pleasant though.
Right.
But then 5 minutes walk and just covered in snow.
Really?
Like, or rain, and then it was sunny again. It just changed. Like,
wow, that's awesome.
It was really weird. But it's a really cool place. Like, pretty. Yeah. In the town that she's going to, there literally is nothing. She's not in Reykjavik, like one of the big places. It's a really small little town. I think there's a supermarket, there's a church, and there's a gym.
Is that where you took the Kathmandu jacket? Is that the one?
Kathmandu?
Have you still got that?
Yeah, it's...
You still
I
relaxing
didn't
at
wear
yours?
it.
Yeah.
Stupid. No, I did wear it actually.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I didn't wear his jacket.
Oh, right, okay.
Have you ever seen snow?
Yes.
No, but
I have.
Where you're from in New Zealand, does it snow much?
No, not where I'm from.
No.
But down the line.
Where I'm from in Dubai, it doesn't snow much. So
Are you sure?
Mate, it snowed in Rack. Might snow this weekend in Rack when we go and see Garland. But have you been skiing, mate?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, yes. You
fell over once.
once in the twice, or once when you got there.
Times it, multiply
it. But a good place to go for Boz for training. Some pretty
some real good girls and guys going that she can push herself against. So I'm sure she'll be ready for the Open when she gets back.
Yeah. And
any heads up on what the music will be like when she gets back?
Techno.
Let members know already that
it's going to be horrific. Talking about music, we need to push this one out there. We've created the list. A lot of the members are very happy to share their shit taste in music, and we've used some of them. I know some of the names are a stitch up. I was putting the playlist together, and it's like Shake Your Butt. I was like, what? And a few other songs. And I think
it was Fraser.
What's the song?
I reckon he was writing.
What's it called? That song from Frozen?
Oh, Let It Go.
Let It Go.
Yeah.
So, but literally, I'll be honest. Like, whoever tried to stitch me up got me, because I typed in the name of the artist. I typed in Let It Go. And the song starts playing. I'm like
yes.
Before it starts playing, I saw like the logo on the thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been stitched up here. But then I was like, actually, someone might want that.
Yeah.
But,
I had a few members last night.
But it's not on there.
It's not on there. I chose to...
Maybe get Linkin Park instead.
I chose to...
Cypress Hill.
We got Cypress Hill. Someone said a couple of Cypress Hills. There's a few Cypress Hills. There's a bit of Linkin Park. There's Foo Fighters. Quite a few AC/DC songs. That was it was like anything by AC/DC. There's 46 or something songs on there.
I must say, I did have 4 people come up to me last time and go, mate, awesome music.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you playing that list? Or
I was playing that list. I was, and then I looked and I went, hey. And then I could have claimed it, but I said, this is actually the list.
This is the list that...
took a while to get there because you guys didn't fill in the gaps quickly. But
yeah, they didn't. We got to about 30 and I was like, we've got to start the new year with a new playlist. We got it. Unfortunately, we're having a few technical errors. We can't figure out how to share it on Spotify. We'll get there. I actually, the truth be told as well, I originally created the playlist in SoundCloud, and then SoundCloud started pissing me off. It didn't have all the songs, so then I was like, I'm going to do it on Spotify. But we're not quite sure how that works, but Phil's going to sort it out by the end of today. He knows exactly. I think I just toggled one of the toggles.
Not Jonesy.
No, not me. I'll watch you.
But they'll definitely
next time.
There'll definitely be some decent music coming back from Bosman's when she gets back. Couple of news updates tonight. Sees the start of Base Fitness. Base Fitness.
What was it? Base in your face.
Base in your face fitness.
Not tonight. We've already had 2 sessions by now.
We already had 2 sessions by Thursday. We're recording on Monday. Tonight's actually full. Wednesday's nearly full. Yeah. So it's already over there. 6 rows in a line. Lots of rowing techers at the start. Make sure people row properly. And I think we've all agreed that the program is equally as challenging and hard, no matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. But no one will feel, shall we say, intimidated or inferior or insecure. Hopefully not, anyway. If you want to get involved with us, that's the way to start. Go through Base Fitness. Your first session is always free. If you're international and you want to come over and have a shot, also just book your airfare. Come over and give Base. What do we call it, Jonesy?
Base in your face.
Base in your face fitness.
No, it was actually you said it. And
I said it. Claire loved it.
Collapsed,
she loved it.
I heard it, and then
you enjoy it.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Base in your face fitness.
Yeah.
Second thing, final push for this. Actually,
starts tomorrow.
Technically, because it's on Thursday, but we're on Monday. Is Phil's Open Series.
There's only 3 spots left.
I think
Friday.
There's only mate, I'm surprised you managed to get this many people.
That's beautiful.
It's just unbelievable that this many people want to spend 9 hours with you. I noticed he was asking me and you, Jonesy, if we'd be available for some of the weeks, but no, this is this. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll definitely be there. We'll definitely be there.
Jonesy's going to lead the part just in case bicep curls come up in the Open.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
You have to be prepared.
Yeah, you always have to be prepared. Yeah. So there's 3 spaces left on Friday, which starts. There's a couple of time changes on the Saturday. There's one time change. On Friday, tell us the time, mate. It's
9 till 12.
9 till 12.
Yep.
Get here a little bit early. For those of us that are in Dubai and come to our classes, team workout will now be 8 to 9 on a Friday.
Yeah.
You'll then quickly shower and leave so that we can crack on with the seminar. And if you are doing the seminar, it's 9 till 12. Then on Saturday, you're going to start, and Saturday session is full. Starts at what time?
8 till 11.
Till 11. Cool. And then
base fitness still runs at 10.
Base in your
cardio
face.
And pure strength are at 11 now.
10 and cardio, and then pure strength exactly at 11 and cardio exactly.
And then if you want to train with us, 12. 12
for red zip. Remember, if you think you could be a bit of a red zipper, then just check out the standards, zones of performance on the site, see how you get on there, and if you're nearly there, come down and try one of the sessions. If you're really not even close in any of the areas, please don't waste your time or ours, and don't try any of the sessions. You need to be serious. You're going to get everyone turning up. you need to have been able to complete over 50% of the black standards. I think that is on InnerFight.com/levels of progression. You can find exactly, if not, you can see where they are in the gym. Of course, we want more people to pass through the zones, our zones of performance, help people get better and get into red zone training. But you need to be able to do the stuff, which is things like multiple muscle ups.
Yep.
Some of the weights for the weightlifting field. Go through those so people know what we're on about.
I think we're looking at like sort of 70 to 80 kilo snatches for guys, and then 100 kilo plus clean and jerks. So,
right.
It's not light. You've got to be reasonably strong, and then I think the main thing that trips people up is the gymnastic stuff. Yeah. It's like being able to string together quite a lot of chest to bars, handstand push-ups, muscle ups, rope climbs, things like that. So technical. Pretty technical.
But if you are there, if you're almost there, if you want to compete in fitness, A, get yourself booked into the Open Series, and obviously B, get into or give us a shout, have a look at Red Zone training and see how that might work for you. New year, there is so much stuff kicking around about... I'm just going to go through different articles today. There is just so many. But the first question I want to ask you guys, I want your feedback on, is one that I've been asked year after year. 1st of Jan, I've had a big December. This is kind of the scenario it comes from. Some people have had a big previous year. First thing, should I be detoxing? Matt Jones.
Depends on how your December went, I guess. Yeah.
Big.
But, you said you had a pretty hectic December.
So maybe the whole of January, just don't drink the whole of January.
Detox. So detox as in no alcohol the whole of January.
That could be one.
I think it's a pretty common thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dry January.
Dry January. I follow that. I followed it for the last... This will be my 12th or 13th year.
I think I did it for like the last sort of 12 months. Every month.
Dry January every month. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. Especially we're sort of, that's a nice way to detox.
Save some money as well.
Save a little bit of money.
People spend a lot of money on brunches and things like that during December. So
yeah. Good opportunity to get that out of the way. Plus, I mean, there is a lot of stuff. I mean, if we look at our gym, there's a lot of stuff going on the weekends to keep people occupied. Getting that Open Series, there's classes on the weekends, so there's a lot of stuff to do.
But while you're doing that, while you're getting rid of alcohol, which obviously isn't great for you at all, and you might as well look at everything else as well, like diet, and like if you're doing like a full detox. I don't really know what you class a full detox as, but
just
making sure that you're drinking more water. For one, that usually helps people feel instantly better.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, that one. Just
small. We were talking about resolutions last week, and I don't want to dig on those too much, but we're talking about keeping it simple. Like, one thing regarding to some form of detox could actually be just drinking more water. So we've got water here, but we could say, okay, we're going to get through. I sometimes find that water bottles, like, I don't know, this water bottle for me, it's really weird. I think this is psychological, but when I'm refilling it, I don't know how many I've drunk in a day, but sometimes when I used to work in an office, I used to know that sort of before lunch I'd get through 1.5 liters, after lunch 1.5 liters, etc., etc. The point that I'm getting over is you could set a small goal for how much water you want to drink. Holly was telling me some experiment that they did that on just a chick who basically just for a certain period of time drunk a lot more water, and she did like loads of face shots. You'd like these, and just saw the difference in her skin. So that could be one way.
I've tried to cut down how much coffee I've having. Obviously, we're only a few days in, but like I said, I'm going to make an effort this month to cut down on like unnecessary coffee. And some days,
what would that be for you, mate?
Some days we've come in and we've literally been on like 5th cup.
Really?
Like maybe one day a week that happens. Where we
it's usually on a rest day, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a rest day. You're a bit bored. Maybe we did the morning classes, and you just you have one when you wake up, and then you have one because someone comes in and offers you one. Phil goes like, "Well, do you want a coffee?" Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's podcast day. We'll have a coffee while we do podcast, and then I've got to be here till 8 o'clock, so I'll have another one. And then before you know it, you're like, oh crap, I've had 5 coffees.
Really?
Especially the ones we have, they're quite strong.
Yeah,
nice.
So, they're dark.
We got to thank Garlib for the coffee.
Yeah.
Anyone that wants to give us coffee, just bring a bag in.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of people have been quite resistant to doing that and like avoiding the temptation. But Garlib turned up yesterday with 4 bags. I think there were almost 2 kilo bags of Lavazza.
Oh yeah.
You remember Santino? The Italian guy.
Yeah.
He told me that Lavazza coffee is the best coffee, and he told me the name of the machine that you need to get as well. He said that's the best. He said Lavazza is out there. It's a little bit. It looks a bit commercial, but it's some of the best coffee. So we look forward to drinking that. But that's a pretty good goal as well. I think I've ever had 5 in a day. I think that would be my limit.
It just gets a bit silly sometimes. Doesn't
it?
Like we were saying, we're just like, we're still we're still drinking it.
Yeah.
Because I read an article recently that said drink 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, and it'll make you live longer, and it has all these health benefits, but. I just find maybe if you're having like a tiny little, like if your coffees aren't that strong, then yeah. But I was thinking if we had 3 or 4 every day for the rest of it's not going to work.
No.
Because I just feel after a while you just...
I actually think pretty much instantly as well, I've been sleeping a lot better.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this for about a week so far. It wasn't like bang on the first, I decided it, but just thought, I'm going to stop drinking so much coffee.
Yeah.
So maybe just 1 a day.
Yep.
And... usually I would have that before like a training, or if I would have it when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
That's like it.
That's it.
Just straight to sleep at night. Slept really well.
Yeah.
I'm happy with 2, maximum 3. I don't think I'll ever go over 3, and I'll always try and have the last one latest sort of 2 or 3 o'clock.
I think I made the mistake of what you said. I think we talked about it on a podcast recently, where you said the worst thing is when you're feeling really tired to just start having loads of coffee, which is usually when on like a Monday, I often teach the morning classes. Yeah. So it always ends up being that same day, and I think I get to lunchtime and I've already had 4.
Yeah, wow.
And like I've still got to be awake.
You've got a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be.
I never do it on another day.
No.
So I don't need to stop doing that.
It is. I think it's true. Sometimes a bit more out of boredom, and that's the thing people do. Maybe drink out of boredom. One thing that I want to try and sort of make people alert of is there are a lot of detoxes going around. A lot of people at this time of year sort of jump on juice detoxes. Yeah. Seeing massive negative effects of these, because essentially what we're doing, like the amount of fructose and stuff that we're actually, because people are drinking a lot of vegetable juice, I get that, but they're normally cutting it up with a lot more fruit, like chuck an apple in
the berries and stuff to make it taste nice.
Yeah,
because to be honest, like broccoli.
Yeah,
in a blender doesn't taste great, does it?
I actually put it in once with some yogurt.
Right. Just broccoli and yogurt?
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Just that?
Yeah.
You knew you were doing it at the time?
No, I didn't really. Holly's looking at me laughing, and I'm just going, I just thought I'd try it. I don't know. I just thought I'd put it in with some yogurt and just
try it.
Just got going on it, and I did it once, and that was it. But
I think whenever I've had to make juices before, I'm like, okay, I'll put some spinach in, some avocado, and I'm like, okay, full punnet of blueberries.
Well, this is the thing,
full punnet of strawberries. And, this tastes good.
One of the biggest things as well is if people are looking to lose weight and stop calling on glucose and glycogen as an energy store, we need to come into this sort of more fat adapted way, and it's just totally going against it. So what we're seeing in this is why I wanted to sort of speak, because a lot of people ask me, should I do a juice detox? Should I do that detox? And I just want to sort of try and push people a little bit away from that, because of, like you say, like if you're having 3 juices a day, I mean, 1 punnet of strawberries in one, 3 apples in another, and half a cup of orange juice in another, you're up to like 30 to 40 spoonfuls of sugar essentially in a day. So, and then they wonder why they don't. Nothing changes, and then obviously when
I can't imagine you feel great either. It can't be that filling.
Well, this is one of the things,
especially if it's a very sugary one. You're gonna feel hungry pretty soon afterwards, aren't you? And then you probably get caught in a trap of like snacking as well.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest things, mate, as well. And because it's such a high concentration of fruit and vegetables, you're in the toilet the whole time as well. It's like I think it's something.
Then they don't. Often they just stop training as well.
Stop training. And one of the things that I've seen from people as well is it's like, okay, I'm on a 5-day detox, I'm on a 7-day detox or a 10-day. Like, they generally don't go more than 10 days. And then after that, they think, okay, the hard work's done. I'll just go back to eating what I'm eating. And then it's like chocolate cake. And so you've basically had 5 to 10 days of this really high sugar diet. Your digestive system's all over the place. You've been 6 times a day in the bathroom. And then you're going back to your chocolate cake. And you wonder why at the end of Jan, you look pretty similar to how you did at the start.
Probably just go back to what we said last week about just picking one thing, one sustainable thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first thing would probably be like the water thing. Yeah. Making sure you're drinking enough of that, because that's sustainable. Like, just making sure all you have to do is buy a bottle and then make sure you drink 4 or 5 of them every day.
Exactly.
Rather than, 10, okay, if I drink juice for 10 days, I'm going to be a different person. It's not really, think about what you're saying, it's not really going to work, is it?
Yeah, no. Absolutely. Talking about that and talking about taking care of the body, come across a really cool article, 8 surprising secrets of people who hardly fall sick. So the super healthy people. This is quite cool. We're on the first one. We're all over the first one with the deck chairs. Optimize vitamin D.
Yeah.
People that don't get sick, optimize vitamin D.
Everyone's so jealous of those chairs as well.
They're good, aren't they? I'm actually going to get another couple. For those people who haven't seen the chairs and what happens.
Pretty low.
They're low riders.
Nice and low.
They're good for they're very good.
It's quite funny when people sit in them post-workout.
Yeah, and can't get up.
They're like a little bit starting. I know, but you need a bit of assistance. The
roll out of it. It's this is hormonal wise. Number 2, optimize leptin and insulin levels. So again, this kind of stuff, insulin, as we know, with sugar and stuff, so we're not bombarding ourselves with sugar. That's a pretty good one. Error establishing a database connection. Websites let me down.
Jeez.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh no. It's
what
really
happened?
Mate, just can't get the rest of the article.
No.
How does this work? This is terrible. I might have to. It's a good job we do live.
The title was only 2 things, right? It wasn't 8.
It was 2, not 8. Yeah. We'll go to the next one, which is, as I said, it seems start of the year is all about numbers. 5 for this, 10 for this. So let's go to this one. This is 5 whiteboard misconceptions that are ruining your CrossFit experience. Now, we've spoken about these before. But as people set new goals for the new year, I just wanted to bring them up again because I think I've heard it around here. I think some people start to sort of set goals in a certain way. So, number 1, the whiteboard is there so I can compare myself to everyone else. Matt Jones, your thoughts? True, false?
I think it's sometimes when the whiteboard's there, like it's easy to kind of get a bit carried away with, what someone else is lifting and, what time they got, but were they moving correctly through it? So I think people do get very caught up in that.
Yeah. So it's irrelevant. Not interesting for us.
No.
So don't get caught in that trap of comparing yourself to what's happening on the whiteboard. I mean,
if you've got your group of friends, though, like we don't want to say, competing's not good. Like technically, and a lot of gyms do use the whiteboard as right. Every time you finish a workout, you shout time, and it goes on the board. Yeah. But what we just found is that people are kind of doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't really work, and it's worked absolutely fine not writing the scores down. But there's plenty of groups of guys and girls that come in, and they've got their little group of 3 or 4 friends, and they have a good crack and try and beat each other every day. And
I think it's super healthy.
Yeah.
It's good when
that's better than just skipping a few reps just so you can shout time and everyone can hear you and it goes on the board.
Because it's gone on for like 6 months to I'm not going to name any names, but people that aren't moving well and the same person's like, but he wasn't doing this. So maybe pick someone else that you can go against.
That's another thing as well. It says number 2, I thought I was counting right, but now I see that Timmy's score I've obviously miscalculated. I'll just say I did the same reps as he did. I mean, we don't really have that massive problem. Cheers, mate. No. Thanks a lot for coming in. Cheers. Now everyone can take their shirt off if they want. It's been a stake in the official pictures for the newspaper. We don't really have this problem because we don't have that the whiteboard up there with the scores. But number 3, Sally did RX weights. Obviously, that means I have to. And this is one of the things as well that we're pretty much with the with the different zones. If you're watching the video version, you're enjoying what's going on. And if you're not and you're driving, just focus on the driving. So number 3, I'll go back to it. Sally did RX weights. Obviously, that means I have to too. Which we're kind of avoiding that really as well by the zones, aren't we? So I think people are going to move through the zones if they do what's prescribed in those zones. I mean, even on yesterday, Sunday, I had some guys that obviously could have done that workout. It was the 400-meter run,
power cleans.
10 power cleans or 12 power cleans.
10 burpees.
10 burpees. Yeah, sure, you could have done it at 60 kilos. That's the black zone weight, but it would have taken you 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the objective was to finish that workout under 10.
Yeah.
And actually, I think most people I think 2 or 3 people asked me, and I said, no, just stick to 50. It's the white zone. You're in white zone. And they finish the workout around the 10-minute mark. So
yeah,
right?
it's usually a common sort of misconception. They finish fast, and then they say, "Oh, should I have gone heavier?" When really they finished in pretty much the exact time that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
Some people think like, "Oh, I should go heavier so that I don't finish the workout."
Yeah.
Like which sometimes
And
it's
it's
a
the usual
weird
one,
thought pattern.
Someone might have a pretty strong power clean, and then they get into that second round of it, and they're straight away doing singles. And I'm not talking quick singles, like they're
really slow.
looking at the.
I think Kareem cleaned the most in the gym yesterday in his class, but he was definitely in the white zone because there was burpees and running in there, and I think he was very happy about that.
Just hates running. Just doesn't like running. Number 4, last time I did back squats, I did more than I did this time. I'm obviously a failure and losing all my gains. That's a massive misconception, isn't it?
What's he saying?
It's saying last time we did back squats, I did more than I did this time. I'm obviously a failure and losing all my gains.
It's true.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Holly's calling. No time to talk. I'll just brushed. Sorry. So this, we have sort of touched on this before, haven't we? On days, off days, it's not going to be PR every day. So, I know you're a big fan of this, Jonesy. Just get on with it.
Yeah, just get on with it. Yeah, I am actually. Don't cry about it.
Don't cry about it.
Towel, wipe your face. Sip away.
You've done your 90 seconds. That's all that's allocated for that. Go to the next thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think you find you're a lot less risk of injury as well if you just kind of that sort of approach that you take.
Whatever that heavy one was.
Yeah.
You just you have to know yourself if it feels heavy. Don't judge it off what number is on the bar.
Yeah.
Judge it off how it feels. I think you do that a lot. Like I don't really do that because
you like to
stress and make sure I'm lifting a certain amount. But I've seen before. You just it might be 20 kilos off your max. But feels pretty heavy today. Move on.
It's a slow rep. It's just okay. I'm done.
Get over it.
The last one, I have something to prove, and I'm going to use the whiteboard to do that. So back to this sort of whiteboard, which we're not a massive fan of anyway. For people that don't come to the gym and wonder how we measure stuff as well, we actually do have everyone's scores related to those zones of progression that we're speaking about up, and they can fill that in, and we really do, if you are a member, we really encourage you to fill that in. That gets updated about every month, and we'll move people from zone to zone, but you do need something to be able to measure yourself. Nick Jones loves the WOD book.
I guess that's just jotting things down
In an app. You can actually do it in our app, in the InnerFight app. If you're on iOS or have an iPhone, which is iOS, then download the app and you can get all the results there.
Is it still an error on that last article?
Is it what?
Have you got that last one back?
I do. So,
I'm interested.
Optimize leptin. Yeah. So, success, people that don't fall ill.
Is there any vitamin C on there?
Number 3, they exercise a lot. Eat more raw food. Most people are not aware about 90% of the foods that they buy processed only. It's not surprised that the chemical, altered, and denatured foods may cause diseases. Choose the foods carefully and try to eat 80% of raw food. That include raw eggs as well as natural, organic, raised meats. I think there's a little bit of a misconception here. If I say to you, Jonesy, what's raw? Mm-hmm. What if I say I'm going to give you this piece of meat? It's raw. What do you think it is? To
me, if it's like red meat, I'd expect it to be quite rare, I guess.
Yeah, like uncooked.
And like salmon, I guess smoked salmon's quite cooked though, isn't it?
Are you talking about untreated?
Well, no, because it says raw. Now, I don't know. That maybe it's me. When I think of raw food, I think of uncooked food.
You could use that with vegetables as well, couldn't you?
But essentially what they're saying here is just be aware of processed foods, which is what we obviously support and agree with as well, that you should be eating as unprocessed as possible. But I think there is a lot of research around cooking food and where the goodness goes to, but I cannot eat every meal uncooked, just raw, which a lot of people do. Well, there's a lot of people that do that. So just shop at organic. Jens, where is Jens? Right.
Complaining about something somewhere.
Number 5, cope effectively with stress. Phil, do you want to make some comments about that?
What is it?
Cope effectively with stress. No comment.
I'm not stressed. I'm all right.
Use brewer's yeast. 1 tablespoon of the pack holds the vitamin B we need daily. So, get vitamin B. Have more friends.
No, that's not true. You don't need more friends.
I actually don't believe in this. Socially isolated persons may experience a shorter lifespan and poor health. Nah. Stupid.
No, you don't need that many.
That's so
1 or 2.
I don't know if the last one's any good. Stay pH balanced. According to the alternative medicine practitioners, the human body is always healthiest when it functions midway between completely alkaline and completely acidic. Lowering the pH levels may cause acidosis, confusion, raid breathing. I think that's supposed to say rapid. This is boring. Let's move on. Couple of good ones there, though. If you are free around lunchtime, come and get some vitamin D. Come and sit in our pink chairs outside.
You only need, what, like 15, 20 minutes a day?
15, 20 minutes. Honestly, like...
Face one way and then turn and face the other way.
And I've really been enjoying it.
You do that in the chairs.
Yeah, you could.
Face the other way in those chairs.
Yeah, that's a good one. But to be fair, I've actually been really enjoying it. Finish your workout, maybe finish a bit of lunch, just go and sit out in the sun for 15, 20 minutes. You feel quite nice. Have a shower.
Not from yesterday.
What?
Not in the sun
yesterday. I think where I sit, my tanning area was like a swimming pool. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying that. We're actually going to cut here. And I'm going to insert a piece that I did with Holly. Holly's going to be taking 10 minutes of our podcast time for the next few weeks. We spoke a lot about paleo eating and this kind of stuff. That's why Holly was calling me. She wanted to spend some money, and she's done it. Your credit card has spent 8,000 dirhams.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, it didn't answer your phone.
That's 8,000.
8,000 dirhams. You going to answer it now?
There we go. There we go. So we'll insert that.
No, don't insert it.
We'll insert it. It's 10 minutes. It's actually quite cool. The first segment we did, which is also played out on the radio the other day, talks all about what the paleo diet is. And because she's pretty involved in that and cooks according to that, it's pretty interesting. Bang. It's in there. I don't know how Munim's going to make this work. It's been a little bit of a while. We've had a little bit of a break, but I'm super happy that Holly, should we call her our in-house chef and foodie, healthy cooking go-to lady, is back on the show with us. Holly, how are you doing?
I'm awesome.
You've been away really just cooking up loads and loads of different recipes, haven't you?
I have. I've been very busy in my little kitchen.
In your little kitchen. Now, just before we jump into those and discuss it in more detail, just to give us a little bit of a guideline or an outline as to what kind of food you cook and the kind of ethos you follow there.
Okay, so my recipes are basically all paleo. So if anyone isn't sure...
That's what I was going to jump straight in there and say... What does paleo mean?
Well, the paleo movement is, the name comes from the Paleolithic era, so it's basically eating like a caveman. So we try and concentrate on meats, seeds, nuts, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. Okay.
Can I just rewind? We're going to eat like a caveman. So if I follow this diet, am I going to turn into a caveman?
No.
No? Because a lot of people would, I mean, maybe I won't, but, maybe a lot of people might think caveman, this sounds a little bit raucous. So give us a little bit more detail. Nuts, seeds, meats, and feeding off the land. Give us a little bit, what's the kind of stuff that you put together and what's the kind of stuff that you cook?
Yeah, well, eating like a caveman, it doesn't mean you're eating like a raw dinosaur leg or something like that.
Right, okay.
It's just saying that our body hasn't evolved. It takes a long time for our body to evolve to eating the foods, the highly processed foods, highly processed sugars, and things that are make up 80% of the supermarket shelves today.
Right.
So it's just saying going back to the bare basics of what was available to the caveman in that era.
Right. So you've just come up with an interesting stat. Everyone knows I love stats. 80% of the supermarket today is made up of processed foods.
Well, 80% of the supermarket shelves will contain processed sugar,
right.
Hidden sugars. It will contain some sort of additive, preservative, or just something that doesn't come naturally.
So what you're saying is all these convenience foods, all this stuff in packages that's really easy that I can grab off the shelf, I can run home, stick in the microwave, 2.5 minutes flat, and I've got a boiling hot, super tasty meal is not what I should be eating?
Nah, I reckon I'd give that a bit of a swerve.
Well, I know that, but a lot of people out there might still be thinking. So Paleolithic era, paleo diet, that's kind of what you cook based on. And just to recap that, nuts, seeds,
meats, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. So obviously the big one that's not in there is grains.
Right.
So that's cutting out a big chunk of a lot of people's diet.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at grains, we're looking at
your wheats, your
bread.
The finished product would be breads, pastas, things like that.
So no bread, no pasta, rice.
Rice and and there's a lot of other ones that they do claim to be gluten-free. So like teff, for example, that's making a big resurgence. It's an Ethiopian field, but still it's a grain. And these are the things that are causing a lot of inflammatory diseases in people.
Right.
And whether it's the gluten or the fructose that is coming about with the grains, then
that's where the issue lies.
This is where the issue lies for a lot of people.
So people will not find any of those things in your recipes. They won't find rice, they won't find bread, pasta, and any of the grains.
I've really worked hard at trying to find alternatives. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I didn't come up with paleo myself.
Right.
But I'm just, want to be part of the revolution of this food movement because I just think it's the way we're designed to eat. And I've just seen awesome results with myself, with friends and family, and I just think it's the way forward.
That was what I was going to ask. Like, why would someone want to follow this type of eating plan? Like, the Western diet, as it's known these days, is chock full of convenience food, like I was speaking about before. Zap it in the microwave, get on and get moving. It's also chock full of, from what I've seen, bread, pasta, potato, and rice. So why would someone want to change all of that and get involved in the paleo diet?
People are looking for answers. People don't feel great.
Right.
Or a lot of people have never felt great and don't actually know what it is like to feel great.
Right.
It's so easy to go to the doctor and get a pill for that and a medicine for this. And, didn't Socrates say that all disease starts in the gut? So people are looking for something else and maybe something more natural.
So a lot of us could actually be sick and could actually be suffering, but because we've somehow become immune to this food, we're not aware of it, and it's maybe only once we cut it out that we start to feel a lot better?
I think so, yeah.
One of the greatest experiments that I sort of did on myself is I cut out dairy once, and then I added it back. And it wasn't necessarily directly when I cut it out. You don't. I think you sort of come off it slowly, or you get it out of your system slowly. It's when you sort of add it back, and when you have dairy again, then you start to feel sort of tired, lethargic, and a lot like really bloated in the gut as well. So that obviously applies for a lot of the foods that you're speaking about. Yeah,
definitely. And a lot of people just feel that way day in, day out, 24 hours a day, and they just don't know any different.
Right.
And, there's so many things. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean you have some sort of autoimmune disease or, any of these. You might not be gluten intolerant but I just think everything works better. Your digestion will work better. You'll sleep better. That's why for me, it's a paleo lifestyle. It's not diet itself, but it's all encompassing.
That's what I was going to say, because some people will say, okay, diet, this is about weight loss. How long should I follow it for? Should I follow it for, what really? I mean, it's good for weight loss.
It's a life-changing thing. You make the decision.
Right.
You make a conscious decision. You want to feel better, and you just make the choice and you just start. Some people are really good with going cold turkey.
Yeah.
Some people need to be eased into things.
So if we look at who this diet's really for, like you've just stumbled on a couple of categories there. People that want to lose weight.
I mean, you don't go into it saying, I'm going on the paleo diet to lose weight, but that is probably going to be a result.
It's going to be a result because you're cutting out processed foods, you're cutting out sugars, you're cutting out essentially all the baddies.
Yeah.
But another population of people are people that maybe don't think that they need to lose weight, but are just maybe not feeling quite right in themselves. Is that how you categorize them?
Yeah, like before I went to the paleo diet, I felt like I was a really healthy person.
Right.
I thought I was doing all the right things. I was exercising. I was my job sort of at the time was preventing me from getting loads and loads of sleep every single night. But I slept well when I slept, and but I was eating breakfast cereals. I was eating muesli bars and things like that, which, we're led to believe are healthy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I switched over and started eating this way that I just
found that your sleep was better.
Yeah, I found the quality of my sleep was better.
Right.
My digestion was working so well.
Yeah.
I just felt better. I felt I had a lot more energy.
Awesome. One of the things that I often find when it comes to food, I read a lot of things online and study a lot of stuff that's obviously based out of Europe and maybe the States, is that sometimes here in the UAE, certain things related to what we might need for our body, whether it be foods or sometimes supplements and natural supplements, it doesn't feel really easy to find these products in the UAE. What would you say about that? I know you go to a lot of different supermarkets and you shop around, but as far as the ingredients, we're going to speak about your recipes in a second, but as far as the ingredients that you're putting into this stuff and that is part of this paleo style of eating, how do you find it available in the UAE?
I don't find it too bad.
Right.
I don't want to be too critical, but I don't find it too bad. It's not as easy, say, if I did live in Australia or the US or something where things are a bit more readily available.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I do have to go to a couple of different supermarkets to get what I need.
Multiple store visits. Right.
Which can be a little tedious.
Sure.
But, fruits and vegetable-wise, I think Dubai is getting better and better as the years pass. There's a lot more focus on growing stuff in the UAE. Mm-hmm. Like kale is readily available here now, which I think maybe 3 years ago it wasn't.
Just wasn't at all right.
I couldn't get it. I'd read all these recipes online and they'd be using kale and I'm like, I can't find this stuff.
Right.
And now it's in every supermarket and the price is coming down. Right. It was very expensive,
that's one of
like
the other
a specialty
things.
Product.
Yeah, well, that's one of the other things when we think about eating sort of more healthy and based around a certain style of eating is that often our grocery bill can go through the roof, but we're finding those prices, should we say, normalising
I think that's a bit of a misconception. I like to tell people that medical bills are also expensive.
Very true. So it's health insurance.
But I think, you and I have done the price comparison from, you are such a good
geek. Thank you. Yeah.
But our grocery bill really hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed at all. Holly, we're just about out of time. I know you do have a lot of recipes which are over InnerFight.com/food. People can always contact you through the website winningatinnerfight.com. Until next time, thanks a lot for all of your useful insights on the way that you cook and the paleo diet.
Thank you so much.
And that was Holly. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. It's quite weird, but there we go. Give us your feedback. If you like Holly more than you like us, we can just get her to do the whole show. Unfortunately, you still have to listen to my voice in there as well, which obviously is not that interesting. Talking about supporters, and I know someone that actually does like Holly. Savage. Savage is back.
Not Nilo. I think Nilo likes Holly.
Nilo likes Holly. I don't know if Neil gets the podcast on the wireless.
Yeah, does he?
I don't think he's ever listened to it.
I don't think he's ever listened to it.
Never will.
Yeah, I wonder. But, mate, he's got an office job.
Set in his ways.
Yeah, he is actually.
6:30
a.m. Never changes.
Never ever come to any other class.
When he does, he's just like, tomorrow I'm coming to 6:30.
Yeah, hates it, doesn't he? But Savage has once again come with some great questions, and as always, morning and happy New Year. Great. positive from the start. He actually says, I understand Holly may be joining this week. That was a few minutes ago. And he said these are actually questions for her.
Do you send him the podcast notes before we start?
No. She must have been bigging herself up. Well, his first question, which we answered earlier, I don't think Holly actually answered it in her bit, but we answered it earlier. He said, fruit, what's the deal? Is it good or bad? Should it be avoided when on a weight loss plan? Refer to the early part of the show. We've answered that. 2015 seems to be the year of the superfood. Are they really that super, and do we need them in our lives? If so, what should be top of our shopping list? I'm actually going to ask Holly that on next week's show. So that is a question for her. I'd like to hear her opinion on that. She loves chia, flax. She loves all of that stuff.
Can we get that other... the superfood that we have?
Yeah, we should.
I want to get some more, please.
Yeah. The guys that make the new zest. It's got licorice in it. That's why it's nice.
Yeah, it's just got the taste of it.
Yeah, it's good. Please. Other questions? I guess
I like the one you gave me as well, but I like this one.
I don't like it. So
you can have it.
Pop it in the basket.
Yeah.
Other questions? This time of year seems to be when the flu starts doing the rounds. Train through it.
Oh, don't come near me.
Or stay in bed until it passes.
Yeah, that one.
Second one. For me, every time.
Okay.
You?
Just...
Don't come up right in my face and be like, I've got the flu. When does the open start again? Next week, right?
I think I heard a rule.
What's the rule?
If it's from like neck down, as in you've got aches and pains,
neck.
chest is
Put the microphone close so we can
If it's from neck down, neck. Like your chest is, heavy or whatever, and you got aches and pains, you're sweating for no reason, then don't come to the gym. Right. But if it's you just got a little bit of a runny nose and that, then it might be okay. But maybe stay away from conditioning pieces and just maybe do strength and stuff like that.
Interesting.
That's what someone told me.
Phil?
Yeah,
get out the way.
Just get out.
Just get out.
Stick to chess and Monopoly and shut your face.
Yeah, if I don't feel well, I don't train.
Yeah,
I don't go.
I'm the same.
Yeah, like you just your body's already like not feeling great. Your immune system's probably low. Don't go and smash yourself. And
there's also a few precursors, right? It's almost like, okay, today I'm not feeling 100%. I'll go to the gym tomorrow and I'll smash myself. And then it's like that night, okay, I'm feeling about 40%, but I'll see how I sleep. And you wake up, obviously you've had a sleep, and you're like, okay, I feel all right. And you get to the gym, and it's like there's precursors that are coming through. Like energy levels are down. You may be a bit tired. Your nose has started to run, although maybe it's not streaming. Yeah. It's like it's never normally running. Like, and I think there are some of the things that we should sort of be attacking. Like whenever I feel a little bit of something at the back of my throat, I'll do something. I'll use some oregano oil, and then when I start to feel something in my nasal passage, I'll do. It's old school, but it works for me every time. Almost, it's not Vicks here, but when you put Vicks in a bowl of hot water, the steam towel over your head, and Holly hates it, and it is really gross because I'm literally sat at the dining table, not while she's eating, and I'm going in and it's just
it's good.
It's good, mate. Yeah. It really is good, and I feel sometimes that really clears the system for me. Another little hack that I use, we could actually stick these into an article if
Drink
Savage...
like 10 Baroccas.
Well, this is the thing as well, mate. I don't use that, but I'll go and get lemons and ginger, and I'll just put them all through my juicer. I gave you some that day, didn't I?
It was nice. I liked it.
If you can soften it a bit with carrot, it's really, really bitter.
Yeah, strong. Very strong.
I feel like that really helps as well. So I think that's, and if you're sick and spluttering and it's dripping out and you literally can't get through the warm-up without blowing your nose, then the gym is not the place for you.
Yeah.
And we actually don't want it.
Yeah.
So
Savage.
If
you get ill, stay away.
All your diseases. Please. This is quite a funny one. I don't know I didn't actually know this. There are 366 days in 2016. Did you guys know this?
No.
Yeah.
No. Did you? Are you lying? Are you just trying to lie to look smart? Okay. Well, seeing as you know, you can answer the question.
What will you do with your extra day?
Yes. Train, do CrossFit.
Yeah, it's one extra day. One extra day he can train. It's great.
Jonesy?
Depends what the weather's like. I don't know.
Sit outside.
That'll be the first open weekend, so I just won't be talking to anyone.
Yeah. Interesting.
You actually will. Maybe we'll get an extra day to do it. It'd be great.
29th.
Well, it's released on the 25th, isn't it?
Right.
So I guess that'll be closing day.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. So I might get more days than last year. Savage, good question. There is a certain hype about New Year's resolutions. It seems like a logical time to set new goals. Marcus says, write them down. Any other tips to stick to our goals? Stuff that maybe we haven't covered. We've covered simplicity. Hang on a minute. I've got an article about this. Huffington Post, 5 hacks for making your New Year's resolutions stick. Let's use someone else's material and just discuss it.
Yeah?
Stop going back for seconds or thirds at the resolution. Stop going back for seconds or thirds at dinner. The hack. One of the easiest ways to reduce portion size is to simply swap that involves no willpower whatsoever. Switch your oversized dinner plates for smaller ones. Actually, I've heard of this as a way to lose weight.
Just get smaller plates.
Yeah, get smaller plates.
So you still definitely get secondaries.
Well, yeah, definitely just go back for thirds. I'll be back for thirds.
You exercise. But that's one of the things, if you eat a plate of food, sometimes they say psychologically, plate of food is a plate of food, and if you eat off a small plate, you're going to be full. That's a hack. If overeating is one of your issues. The resolution, exercise in the morning before work. The hack. Getting up early is hard, so you set yourself up for success. Step 1, go to bed early. We've been through that before.
Standard.
Set yourself a bedtime alarm if you have to. Revolutionary. Never set one of those before.
Yeah.
I just look at my watch.
I'd definitely be like, I'd fall asleep just before it, and then it'd come on and wake me up.
You're like, shit. That's actually quite a cool one. Set yourself a bedtime alarm. Would you snooze it?
8:32. Snooze it. Just give me another 5 minutes.
Yours would be like midnight.
No, it wouldn't be midnight.
Yeah, it would.
Step 2, remove excuses. Pack your bag the night before. This is bullshit.
That's the best. I always pack my bag.
I always pack my bag. But this is a step.
I hate packing it in the morning.
No, I hate it, mate. Absolutely. Even when I know that I'm going to have time, I still, even if I wake up late.
I hate making that mistake, yeah.
Huffington Post, always known for putting a twist in things. Some early birds even swear by sleeping in their workout clothes just so they can roll out of bed and go. That's a good hack. The resolution.
What if you sleep naked? What about that before?
Workout naked. The resolution, practice gratitude every single day. The hack, it's all about accountability. It's boring. Stop texting during family dinners. Put your phone in your pocket. Start putting all of your phones in a basket for the duration of the meal. That's sometimes quite a good one.
It would work well in Dubai, I think. Yeah.
Always try and do that when having dinner with Holly. Just try and phone is always in the kitchen. Just really annoys me when it's still on ring, and I have to then get up halfway through the meal and it ruins everything. But pare down your closet, the essentials, and keep it that way. Ditch your closet. Some interesting things there. Any other tips or tricks to sticking to our goals? Simple goals, we know, a little bit easier. I think that one's probably one of the easiest, isn't it? I know we've come back to it like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, but
I think sometimes, you know how it's all like, oh, why don't you tell everyone your goals, or whatever your goal is, just to hold yourself accountable. And sometimes I think that's not a good thing, because you get people trying to stop you from achieving your goals.
Yeah.
So sometimes just setting yourself a goal and not telling anyone and just getting on with it.
Yeah.
And people often don't really notice, and before you know it, you've been doing it for some time.
I think because Scott said he was going to try and be a nicer person, and all we've done is try to wind him up. He came in and told us I'm going to be a nice person, so all we did was try and wind him up until he cracked.
Yeah.
So
and then
obviously hasn't worked for him.
Yeah. So
he should have just
come in and tried his best on his own without telling us.
I actually think that really works.
I think I agree with you, but I think there needs to be a certain amount of accountability. I remember
write it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah, and this thing that I was listening to once a number of years ago, a guy called Zig Ziglar, who actually passed away quite recently, super famous for motivation and stuff. He's like, picture yourself as a sales guy. If you're a sales guy and your goal this year is to be the number one salesperson, if you tell your sales colleague that, what sort of support are you going to get? Zero. All right? Your sales colleague is going to go, bullshit, I'm going to be the number one salesperson, this, that, and the other. Whereas if you go to your sales director, who's your boss, and say, I'm going to be the best sales guy this year, I need all your support, then you can pretty much guarantee that he's the person. So I think it's right. I think some of your goals just need to be shared with few, and some of them need to be shared with with many. Like, I think if you look at Muhammad when he was losing a lot of weight, everyone knew in the gym that he was losing a lot of weight, and everyone's trying to support him. Whereas I think sometimes different goals, like Phil, you rightly said with Scott. Anyway, it's probably not the goal to share with people, but I really hope he achieves that goal, because I think it's a good goal for him. But yeah, I think that's a good one for you, Jonesy. Last but not least, I think these things are quite important. I would ask you, motivational quotes, important or not?
Some people. I knew a guy that he used to get like 3 sent to him throughout the day. I think he had he downloaded something, and
some app.
He just said it was it's just good for motivation.
Yeah.
It's just positive thoughts going through my mind the whole time. Whether this guy needed it a bit more than others. I think they're okay as long as you don't go up to everyone and say it, look them in the eye and say it to their face.
Well, if anyone wants,
there's some good ones out there. Yeah, for
101 motivational quotes to start 2016 off right. Go over to inc.com. They got 101 over there one from Gandhi.
Is yours on it?
No, I don't think so.
Marcus Smith, actually my show no weakness.
That's actually my second. I got a couple. I actually wrote an article today and I put a quote with it as well that I made up. Yoda, do or do not, there is no try. There's a couple of good ones in here. How many times have you heard this? Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That would not inspire me at all. Muhammad Ali normally has quite some good ones. I hated every minute of training, but I said don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion.
Sweet.
You like that
Ali.
one? Muhammad Ali. Who else? There's a load of good ones, and if they are, they've actually put them in segments here. Good one from Bruce Lee. Don't fear failure. In great attempt, it is glorious even to fail. Bruce Lee was a legend. So lots of stuff. If you want to have a look at those, there's 101 over at inc.com. If you like some stuff, repost it, send it to us. We'll read it out. That's about it. I think that's all we've got time for. Yeah. With Holly coming and stealing the show, we've hit up an hour. Right. Next week, back on. Boz is still not here. Phil will be 1 week into the Open Series. Base Fitness will be 1 week old. What else have we got coming up? That's actually most of it for January, isn't it? People need to be involved in those things, and their life will get better in January. Jonesy, final thought from you?
We're done. We've gone over an hour. I think we've done our dash.
That's it. Moonshine, thank you for the video. Thanks for the photographer. Hopefully our article about our homegrown podcast is in the National. And those photos that old mate was taking with our shirts on.
Shirts on.
We will not do another podcast with our shirts on. If you want, we're looking for focus topics for the podcast. If you think you've got a good topic that you want us to speak in excess of 20 minutes about, we will focus on that. This has been a nice mishmash of a start to the new year. Some nice bits there from Andrew Savage. Thanks to Holly for joining us. Thanks to Phil. Thanks to Matt. Thanks to Moonin. Thanks to the girls who put this together and make sure that it goes on iTunes on time on Thursday. And please do watch it on YouTube.
See you.